A mild, damp winter was edging towards spring when Agatha Raisin motored slowly homeward to the village of Carsely after a long holiday. She persuaded herself that she had had a wonderful time far away from this grave of a village. She had gone to New York, then to Bermuda, then to Montreal, and then straight to Paris, and so on to Italy, Greece, and Turkey. Although she was a wealthy woman, she was not used to spending all that amount of money on herself and felt obscurely guilty. Before, she had nearly always gone on the more expensive arranged package holidays, where she was with a group. This time, she had been on her own. Carsely had given her the confidence, or so she had thought, to make friends. But she seemed to have spent a blur of weeks either in hotel rooms or in dogged solitary forays round the tourist sites. But she would not admit she had had a lonely time, any more than she would admit her prolonged absence had anything to do with her neighbour, James Lacey. At the end of what she fondly thought of as my last case, she had drunk too much in the local pub with one of the women from the village, and on returning home had made a rude gesture to James, who had been standing outside his cottage. Sober and remorseful the next day, she had humbly apologised to this attractive bachelor neighbour, and the apology had been quietly accepted. But the friendship had sunk to a tepid acquaintanceship. He talked to her briefly if he met her in the pub or in the village shop, but he no longer came round for coffee, and if he was working in his front garden and saw her coming along the lane, he dived indoors. So Agatha had taken her sore heart abroad. Somehow, away from the gentle influence of Carsely, her old character had reasserted itself. That is, prickly, aggressive, and judgmental. Her cats were in a basket on the back seat. She had stopped at the cattery to pick them up on the road home. Despite the fact that she was still married, although she had not seen her husband for years, did not want to, and had practically forgotten his existence, she felt exactly like the spinster of the village, cats and all. The village of Carsely lay quietly in the watery sunlight. Smoke rose from chimneys. She turned the car along the straggling main street, which was practically all there was of Carsely, except for a few lanes winding off it and a council estate on the outskirts, and turned sharply into Lilac Lane, where her thatched cottage stood. James Lacey lived next door. Smoke was rising from his chimney. Her heart lifted. How she longed to stop the car at his door and cry out, "I'm home!"